Buying your first home can be one of the most nerve-wracking things that you ever go through, or at least that's what some people feel. And that fear is actually stopping a lot of people from starting the process of something that could be completely life-changing. This video will provide a step-by-step guide to buying a home here in Maryland, and maybe it can erase some of the myths that you might believe that are stopping you from reaching your goal of home ownership. Hi, my name is Anthony Williams, and I'm a realtor here in Maryland. I'm on YouTube making videos to potentially help home buyers and sellers get the information they need to make their next real estate transaction go as smooth as possible. If you get any value out of this video, feel free to like and subscribe, and make sure you watch all the way to the end, because I have something that might help potential home buyers make that thing a little smoother for them. So step one in the process of buying a home should always be to find a good realtor. The reason why that's the first step, and it's kind of interchangeable, but I'll tell you why. I think that it's the best first step to make, because a real estate agent has typically a group of real estate professionals that will help guide you through the beginning part of the process. Getting in touch with the real estate agent and talking to them about what it is you're trying to do, your goals, and your timeline can help them put you in touch with the people that could help best suit you in this situation. Because if you're going it alone, it could actually be a pretty daunting task, and having that partner there to help you is invaluable. The second step that you should take when buying a home here in Maryland is to get pre-approved for a mortgage. Now, some people might say that that's the first step, but here's why I think it's the second step. Real estate agents in any given market are going to have connections to local lenders who know more about the potential down payment assistance programs or any other type of monies that might help make the transaction a little smoother for you, or maybe even potentially have you coming out of your pocket with less money, which is, at the end of the day, that's what we all want, right? More for less money. During the pre-approval process, the mortgage lender is going to ask you for a lot of documentation. Do not get overwhelmed. You should be able to find this documentation pretty easily. But remember, the key thing to remember when talking to your lender is that they get paid to give you mortgages at the end of the day. This is your partner. They have a vested interest in getting you pre-approved for this mortgage. So the faster that you can get them the documentation they ask for, the faster we can get you in the house. These are your partners, not an adversary. Getting pre-approved before you start looking at houses is vital, because at that point, once you have your pre-approval, your real estate agent will know what your budget is, and that will help align the whole process of looking at homes, because the last thing you want to do is look at homes that are above or below your budget and get discouraged. We want to make sure that we have that search dialed in, and the best way to do that is to know how much home you qualify for, and in order to know that, you got to get pre-approved. The third step is going to be to look for the right property, your dream home. Or your first home. Every first home isn't the dream home, but we gotta find whatever it is we're looking for. At that point, your realtor, in this case me, I would set you up with listing alerts that you would get dumped into your email as often as you want to, so that you can stay up on the market. Because we've had prior conversations, I would know a little bit about what you're looking for. So I would also actively be looking for listings that suit your needs. The biggest thing when I'm looking for homes for my clients is to make sure that I understand what their needs are, and keep my eyes open for things that they might not be looking for. But that all requires a good relationship with your real estate agent. And hey, if you choose me, I'll guarantee you that we'll get it going. A good thing to do to help make that process of looking for a home a little easier for you, because it can be overwhelming, is when you start thinking about what you want, write down what's important to you. And if you can, even rank it from 1 to whatever, right? Because what you want to make sure of is that as you're looking for the house, you have a clear and concise idea of what it is you're looking for. Because I'm telling you, going out and just blindly looking is not helpful. It's gonna frustrate you, and it's just not going to be an overall good deal. Okay, so step 4 in the home buying process is to actually make an offer on the house that you found. Once you identify that property that you think is the home that you're ready to move into, you'll let me, your real estate agent, know. And what we'll do is we'll start working on that paperwork as soon as possible to get that offer in, to try to make sure that you don't miss out on that house. Because let me tell you, these houses move fast. So it's important that we get on trying to provide that offer as soon as we can. In that process, you want to communicate with your real estate agent and let them know what it is you want to offer. And at that point, they can tell you, or should be able to tell you, about what the market has looked like, to be able to tell you if your offer will be considered a low offer or is it right on point. The best thing to have during this process is communication. Make sure that you're communicating what you want and what you want to do, so that your agent can, be working on your behalf. You don't want your agent out there just kind of willy-nilly. We need to communicate. A good agent will be locked in with the market data surrounding the property that you choose so that they know what a competitive offer would look like. So it will be on them to inform you about what's going on in the market to let you know where's the best steps to take as far as your offer goes. And once again, I cannot say this enough. Communicate, communicate, communicate. And if you have a good agent, or you think you do anyway, be sure to trust their advice. The last thing you want to do is offend a buyer with a crazy offer or offer more than you actually need to win the bid. Step 5 is closing the deal. Now, I'm going to tell you straight up, the process from the time you submit that offer and your offer is accepted until you get those keys in your hand is actually the most stressful part of the transaction. It's by far, right? And this is another reason why it's key to communicate with your agent and make sure that you trust the information that you're giving you. Make sure you should trust the information that they're giving you. I'm sorry, because it's going to be a lot of documentation flying around, and there are lots of things you need to do to get from point A to point B once you get your offer accepted. There's going to be a home inspection that you're going to have to pay for. It's typically between the range of $300 and I would say $600, somewhere in that range. You're going to have the appraisal, which will help your lender know how much the home is actually worth so that they know that, you know, the loan that they're going to give you is going to be properly secured by that property. And there's also going to, again, be a lot of documentation being passed around. As your agent and your lender call you to get documentation, it's important that you be in lockstep with those people, because the faster you can get them any documentation or answer any questions that either party might have, the smoother the transaction will go. The last thing we want to do is lose out on a deal because you weren't fast with signing documents or getting information back to whoever they needed to get to. Communications, it's one of the key things. Now, while this deal is in the process of closing, while the title company is doing their thing, it is important, and probably the most important thing. Do not do anything to your credit at this point. Pay your bills. Do not change jobs. While this transaction is closing, you want to be in the exact same status as you were when you started the transaction. You can go to work, you can make your money, you can do everything. Do not spend large chunks of money. Do not go and put furniture on a credit card or something like that. Do not do anything that could potentially impact your credit during this period. Otherwise, there's a large chance that you are going to make something ridiculous happen and mess up this deal. You do not want to do that. It is not good, and it happens more often than you know, like a lot more often actually. So don't do anything. Just follow the directions of your agent. That's your partner. They're going to guide you through this process, and just hold off. Once you get those keys in your hand, man, go buy a car or whatever you need to do, you know, as long as you can afford it. But do not start opening new accounts or closing credit cards either. Don't do anything with your financial situation other than go to work and make your money and listen to your lender and your agent during this process. So once that's all done, you got your keys and you got a new house, you're a homeowner. It's one of the most gratifying feelings. This is the second house that me and my wife live in, and you know that we, you know, our family home. And I can tell you there aren't many feelings greater than getting those keys. And I know that from my own personal situation and working with clients. It's one of the most joyful situations that you'll probably ever be a part of. And it is, regardless of what anybody says, a major, major deal. So if you got value from this video, please feel free to like and subscribe. It really helps. And leave some comments. What questions do you have about the home buying process? You know, specific questions. Leave the comments and I'll be sure to answer them as soon as I can. And since you made it all the way to the end of this video, click the link in the description below. I actually have a 17-page buyer guide that is super detailed. It's got all my contact information in it, and it's got about every step of the process as far as buying a home. You can use this guide to literally go step by step and get to that end goal. If that sounds like something you are interested in, feel free to click the link in my bio. It's absolutely free. And like I said, I'm here in Maryland, and I'm into helping people get their dream home and sell homes so that they can move on to the next thing. Feel free to reach out to me and contact me. I'm super easy to talk to. I'm super easygoing, and I'm here to help. That's what I want to do. So with that being said, catch you guys next time, and peace out.